Let's get things started. Ready? Go!
Hello and welcome to Bounding into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding into Comics. And today I got a story about the American scientists declaring Jedi are, quote, inappropriate mascots for social justice. Before we get to that, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you are still subscribed. YouTube does like to unsubscribe people for whatever reason. And then I do encourage you to share this video with your friends and family. It really helps get the video out there. So as I was saying, social justice advocates at the American Scientist have declared the term Jedi problematic and believe they are, quote, inappropriate mascots for social justice. J.W. Hammond, Sarah E. Brownell, Nita A. Kedharnath, Susan J. Chang, and W. Carson Boyd penned an article headlined, quote, why the term Jedi is problematic for describing programs that promote justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. In the article, they note that Jedi is being used as an acronym to stand for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. However, they take issue with the acronym because of its associations with the Jedi of the Star Wars universe. They specifically claim the Jedi are inappropriate mascots for social justice. As for why, they immediately point to race. They are a religious order of intergalactic police monks prone to white saviorism and toxically masculine approaches to conflict resolution, violent duels with phallic lightsabers, gaslighting by means of Jedi mind tricks, etc. The Jedi are also an exclusionary cult, membership to which is partly predicated on the possession of heightened psychic and physical abilities or force sensitivity. First off, it's unclear why the Jedi being a religious order is wrong or acting as a police force is wrong. That seems to be a reflection of the author's views rather than anything else. I think there's a word about discriminating against one's religion. Secondly, the claim of white saviorism rings hollow given one of the main leaders of the Jedi Order is Mace Windu, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Thirdly, while some of the authors claim to be fans of Star Wars, it's clear just by these first couple of sentences they didn't really pay attention to the movies. In The Phantom Menace, the Jedi are sent to peaceably resolve the trade dispute between Naboo and the Trade Federation. They only respond in a violent fashion after the Trade Federation attempts to kill them. But go on about violent duels and toxically masculine approaches, whatever that phrase even means. The gaslighting claim is hilarious, as this entire article is an attempt at gaslighting Star Wars and the Jedi. After making these ridiculous claims, they go on to make some more. Strikingly, force-wielding talents are narratively explained in Star Wars, not merely in spiritual terms, but also in ableist and eugenic ones. These supernatural powers are naturalized as biological hereditary attributes. So it is that force potential is framed as a dynastic property of noble bloodlines, for example, the Skywalker dynasty, and force disparities are rendered innate physical properties measurable via midichlorian counts, not unlike a force genetics test, and augmentable via humanoid engineering. The heroic Jedi are thus emblems for a host of dangerously reactionary values and assumptions, sending the message that justice work is akin to cosplay is bad enough, dressing up our initiatives in the symbolic garb of the Jedi is worse. As defined by Merriam-Webster, eugenics is, quote, the practice or advocacy of controlled selective breeding of human populations as by sterilization to improve the population's genetic composition. This is not practiced in Star Wars or by the Jedi Order. The claim is absurd, and to claim that checking your midichlorian count is like a force genetics test is dumb as well. Doctors check all kinds of things in your body when they take blood and pee samples, and no sane person is comparing those to eugenics or ableism. Not only are the Jedi problematic in their minds, but they claim Star Wars has a problematic cultural legacy. They explain, the space opera franchise has been critiqued for trafficking and injustices such as sexism, racism, and ableism. Think, for example, of the so-called slave Leia costume, infamous for stripping down and chaining up the movie series' first leading woman as part of an Orientalist subplot. Clearly, these arguments are getting more and more absurd, and it's even more obvious they didn't watch the films. The guy who captures Princess Leia for trying to free Han Solo from his clutches is Jabba the Hutt, an evil gangster. He dresses her up as a trophy to be displayed, showing off his power. However, by the end of the story, it's Leia killing the gangster with the chain that Hutt bound her with. As for an Orientalist subplot, are they claiming that Jabba the Hutt is supposed to be Arab because he happens to be based on Tatooine? If so, it makes no sense because that's where Luke Skywalker was raised too. And they have the gall to accuse Star Wars of racism. Maybe they should check themselves first. Nevertheless, they double down on the racism accusations. They write, Star Wars arguably conflates alienness with non-whiteness, often seeming to rely on racist stereotypes when depicting non-human species. This doesn't even make any sense. It's probably why they didn't provide any examples whatsoever. One of the biggest heroes of the original trilogy is Admiral Akbar, who leads the assault against the second Death Star. He's an alien Mon Calamari fighting for the rebellion. He's literally just an alien. I don't understand how he's conflated with alienness or non-whiteness, or how he's a racist stereotype. I don't know where that's coming from. But like I said, the article is full of gaslighting, and this is one of the biggest examples of it. Next, they point to ableism. They say, the series regularly defaults onto ableist tropes, memorably in its portrayal of Darth Vader, which links the villain's physical disability with machinic inhumanity and moral deviance, presenting his technology-assisted breathing as a sinister auditory marker of danger and doom. Again, I don't think these people actually watch the movies. Luke Skywalker literally gets a mechanical arm to replace the one that was chopped off by Darth Vader, and he's still the hero. On the other extreme, R2-D2 and C-3PO are literal robots, who are also portrayed as heroic, despite also being the comedic relief. Back to racism, they claim, what's more, the bodies and voices centered in Star Wars have, with few exceptions, historically been those of white men. And while recent films have increased gender and racial diversity, important questions remain regarding how meaningfully such changes represent a departure from the series' problematic past. James Earl Jones is the literal voice of Darth Vader. Lando Calrissian has an excellent story arc full of betrayal and redemption. Mace Windu is one of the main leaders of the Jedi Order. Again, I have to ask, did these people watch the movies? The authors then take issue with the fact that Disney owns Star Wars. They quote, Jedi connects justice initiatives to corporate capital. They specifically point out Disney, saying, we are in effect providing that corporation Disney with a form of free advertising, commodifying and cheapening our justice work in the process. Such informal co-branding entangles our initiatives in Disney's morally messy past and present. It may also serve to rebrand and whitewash Disney by linking one of its signature product lines to social justice. After all, Disney has a long and troubling history of circulating racist, sexist, heterosexist, and orientalist narratives and imagery, which the corporation and its subsidiaries like Pixar are publicly reckoning with. Next, they claim aligning justice work with Star Wars risks threatening inclusion and sense of belonging. They say, Star Wars is popular but divisive. Identifying our initiatives with it may nudge them closer to the realm of fandom, manufacturing in-groups and out-groups. Those unfamiliar or uncomfortable with Star Wars, including those hurt by the messages it sends, may feel alienated by the parade of jokes, puns, and references surrounding the term Jedi. While pretty much all of their reasonings for declaring why the Jedi and Star Wars are bad for social justice, I actually agree with them that the Jedi are bad mascots for social justice. The main reason being is the Jedi stand for actual justice. They recognize evil and moral wrongs and stand against them. That's not to say that some fail to do so, Anakin Skywalker being the biggest, but overall the Jedi are a symbol of justice and peace, the opposite of social justice activism, which cloaks racism and anti-racism and criminal behavior and oppression in moral righteousness. That's my thoughts on the matter. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.